Okay, so welcome in to the HSEL fall season. Today we're going to be talking about new updates to the fall season for our 2023 and 2024 school year. This is intended for returning coaches and sponsors. I'm your host, Josh Michaels, and my co-host is Michael Watson and my colleague. If you weren't here when I just explained a second ago, he will be hanging out in the chat and the Q&A to answer any questions you have along the way and also share some helpful links as we're going through this presentation. So the purposes of today's session, we're going to meet the HSEL team. We will review updates to the league and some essential information you'll need, where you can find our resources, and to help you connect with other educators in the esports space. Uh, like I said, use the Q&A. I will try and pay attention to it as much as I can and answer questions, but that's what Michael is here for. And at the end of this, I will open it up and we can have a discussion, or I can answer any questions you might have. So let's meet the HSEL team. My name is Josh Michaels. I currently live in Baton Rouge. I moved down here from Kansas City about 12 years ago. I studied English communications and broadcasting journalism. I've been with Generation Esports for just under 2 years now. I work as a success agent and platform service agent. I work on the operations team. I represent the West region for our success and service team. I have a passion for what we provide to students and teachers, and I am an expert of the platform through my technical support work. I started with Generation Esports as a support worker, and I still do that as well. So there's a good chance that if you run into some trouble or you're having issues and use that little chat bubble located on our website, that you'll run into me. My favorite game is Sea of Thieves, and my favorite esport is Rocket League. My co-host is Michael Watson. He was an English teacher or English language arts educator from 2016 to 2021. He was a Timberwolf esports assistant coach from 2018 to 21. He likes to brag. He was an HSEL playoff qualifier every year, and they were champions of one season. With our company, he is our platform service manager, and he also serves New York as a success agent. He's worked for the company since December of 2022 to now, so he's been here for just over a month longer than I have, and he has a passion for reaching every student. His favorite game is the Ocarina of Time, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So let's go over some HSEL info and structure. We're introducing 3 new tiers of competition to HSEL. We'll start with the fall major. This is what we've always done. Instead, now it's going to be a little bit more casual, but you will still have a competitive side to it. We're offering HSEL training grounds. The idea behind this is for new and developing teams. They're without the pressure of competing towards playoffs or prizing. And then we're offering HSEL Premier. This is for the best of the best, our highly competitive teams, and this is also the most direct path to HSEL Nationals. We're going to talk about all 3 tiers individually just in a second. So we'll start with the HSEL Major. As I mentioned, this is what we've always done. Uh, there's some slight changes to it, and we'll discuss that in just a second, but you can see here the fall season calendar. The preseason will begin September 18th. That will run through September 29th. The regular season will then kick off October 2nd through November 17th, and our playoffs will be played November 27th through December 15th. Uh, just like before, each game roster plays 1 match per week for 6 weeks of competition. The registration will never close up until the last day of the regular season. The same will be for training grounds. And what's different this year is instead of 2 days, like in the past, I know that we've done like on a Friday of week 7 and on a Friday of week 8, that we would have makeup windows for all games in just a limited amount of time. So what we did this year was instead made a whole week of makeup windows at the end of the regular season, because inevitably matches get missed, kids get sick, holidays, vacations, whatever it might be. We wanted to give a bigger window for you to make up time that is lost during the regular season. So the games and weekly schedule, as you're looking at this, you can see we have some new titles that we're really excited about. We'll start with Monday. As far as Counter-Strike goes, I believe that we are not going to run regular CSGO. We are still waiting for CS2 to be released. If it is not released by the start of the regular season, we will delay the season until it is released. We will not push forward with older CSGO. Chess, 10-minute chess, it stays the same. It's played on Mondays. What's new, though, is Rocket League 2v2. We've received a lot of feedback from coaches and students about how they would like to see a 2v2 tournament arrive in HSEL. We did it in the middle school space last year. It was very exciting, and it seemed to really have a lot of competition. Excuse me. So we wanted to bring it into HSEL as well. And then you can see here we have Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. We have an official partnership with Nintendo. And so you can see we have Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, Splatoon 3, and Mario Kart Deluxe. Those titles will all be free to play. They will not require unlimited access or a subscription to the website. So we're really excited about that and happy to bring it to you. On Tuesdays, we're going to offer Halo Infinite, Minecraft, Brawlhalla, and Splatoon 3. On Wednesdays, it will be Valorant, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. On Thursday, we will offer a traditional Rocket League 3v3, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, that will be offered on PC and console. And then another exciting new title that's coming back to HSEL is Apex Legends. It will also be free to play. So the queue times for each title vary. Once we conclude this webinar, all of this will be emailed to you directly, those of you that registered, so you will have access to these slides and these links that are attached as well. Let's move forward. So regional competitions will continue. So like we did last fall and spring, Rocket League 3v3, Brawlhalla, and Valorant are all regional. So we've broken it up into the West, Central, South, and East regions. Playoffs and finals remain within the region. So if you make it in the playoffs for the Central, for example, you will play schools and states from the Central region. Playoffs and finals, win your region and you will get an invitation to HSEL Nationals Wildcard Tournament. So like we mentioned at the start of this, the fastest route to nationals will actually be in Premier. But if you don't qualify, you can still compete in the major and have an opportunity to be placed into a wild card tournament where if you win that, then you will be placed into nationals with the Premier teams. Training grounds will be national for all titles that are in training grounds. You won't have to worry about breaking that up regionally. So introducing conference tournaments. To maximize the number of championship opportunities available, we've implemented additional divisions. So for the titles Halo, Minecraft, Chess, R6 PC, and Rocket League 2v2, you will be broken up into the Pacific or the Atlantic. So if you are located on the West Coast, you will want to register for Pacific. If you're in the Central or Eastern time zone, you will register for Atlantic. So let's discuss training grounds. Excuse me. So fall training grounds, we've received a lot of feedback from coaches and coaches and students concerning their kids signing up. Excuse me, my mouth is really dry. So it's focused on fostering student development. The HSEL Training Grounds provides a beginner-friendly competitive experience and low-stakes environment. So like I mentioned before my mouth dried up, we got a lot of feedback from coaches that are like, hey, I had new kids to the program. We signed them up in the major, and they've never really had competitive esports or never been a part of the space. And they would get 3 games in, they would get their butts kicked, and then they would become discouraged and they wouldn't want to be a part of the program any longer. So the idea of this is to get them into a numerous games and flexible scrimmage opportunities, and it's the perfect entry point for new teams and new players. There will be no playoffs, no prizing. It is meant to be a developmental environment for esports programs. Unlike the major and premier, players and rosters can join every queue time in a day instead of just one. So for instance, if your Rocket League 2v2 is in training grounds, they can play at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock because they are not being they're not recording a record or recording to a leaderboard. So the fall training ground schedule, you can see there's a lot of green. It will start September 18th through the 29th, and then it will also pick back up October 2nd, and it will run all the way through the end of our playoff schedule for Major and Premier. Registration is open all season long. And let's say that your kids are excelling in training grounds. They get 3 weeks in, they're doing well. You can always bump them up into Major. Now, one caveat to that is you cannot have a roster in Major and training grounds. You have to choose between one or the other. So even if your kids are in the Major, they're not doing well, you can always register them down to training grounds or vice versa. So the fall training grounds game schedule. On Monday, we're going to offer chess, Rocket League 2v2. On Tuesday, it's going to be Minecraft and Brawlhalla. On Wednesday, it will be Valorant. And on Thursday, it will be traditional Rocket League 3v3. So HSEL Premier 101. Like we mentioned at the start, Premier is the upper echelon of HSEL competition. Only the top 16 schools per region will qualify for the pre-scheduled round robin season. Schools that do not qualify will have their registration moved into the fall major tournament. So if you do qualify for Premier, or excuse me, if you do register for Premier, what will happen is during that preseason, you will play in a qualifying tournament, and the top 16 teams from each region will qualify for Premier. If your kids don't reach that top 16, they will automatically be placed into the fall major tournament. Premier offers the most direct path to HSEL Nationals through either winning your region or winning the wild card. So like I mentioned earlier, if you win the fall major, you will be placed into that wild card tournament where you will have a chance to compete for the Nationals tournament. We will offer a webinar that is based primarily on the Premier League. And if you want to register for that, I believe Michael's sharing the link right now. So we actually did a big update to the HSEL spectator rule. This has been a hot subject in HSEL for a long time. So we've spent some time this offseason trying to revise it to make it a better experience. So what we have done, schools wishing to utilize a spectator slot to stream their matches will need to first be approved by HSEL tournament admins and become a verified broadcaster for the following titles: Apex Legends, Halo Infinite, Rainbow Six Siege, and Valorant. Applications to become verified can be found in each game's rules article on our help site. The specific personnel using the spectator slot will receive a verified broadcaster badge to display on their Gen E profile. So once you go through that process, a little badge next to your name will appear. So whenever you list on the roster, you will be verified by that badge. Verified broadcasters are able to utilize any and all available camera angle options. Teams without a verified broadcaster can only stream from the traditional rules of the player POV. If any spectator rules are broken, HSEL admins will remove all permissions for streaming. Further infractions will result in removal from the tournament entirely. So with the Youth Winner Circle, it will continue. We're only going to offer 2 games. It will require the students to be between the ages of 13 and 18, but they do not have to be affiliated with a school. So if you have some kids that are friends with kids in another part of the district, they want to form a team, they can do so. It follows the same schedule as our HSEL Fall Major, and you can visit the Youth Winner Circle page for registration. The 2 titles that will be offered in there are Overwatch 2 and League of Legends. Participation is 100% free. You will not need a subscription to our website or unlimited access. And these tournaments run independently from HSEL. They have their own rules, schedules, and prizes. That means that they will not be a part of HSEL. They will receive, I believe, trophies, medals, or plaques for the school, but they will not be able to play in a nationals tournament for scholarship money. So new to this winter as well, we're offering a 3rd season. We're offering fall, winter, and spring. With HSEL Winter, it's a full season of competition condensed into 3 weeks. So you will play 2 matches per week instead of 1 per week. And the registration will open November 1st. It's priced separately or included with unlimited annual access. So if your school has bought into the Gaming Concepts curriculum and you have unlimited access, or you've just purchased the unlimited annual access, your students will have access to this tournament. You will play twice a week, like I just mentioned, instead of just once. And what's really cool too is if your state let's say Ohio, for instance, if you get 16 teams from Ohio for one of the games, we will build out your own state level competition. So that'll be pretty cool. It has to be 16. It can't be 15. It has to be 16. So if you get in there and you have 16 teams for a particular game, you will play a state-based tournament. You'll have bragging rights to say that you are the state champion for the HSEL winter season. If you don't get into your own state tournament, no worries. You will still play in a national pool. So we're going to go ahead real quick, in case you need a refresher. We'll talk about our helpful guides, registration process. I'll play this video real quick. And yeah, let's get this playing. Uh-oh.
Hi, this is Alex Acosta from Generation Esports. Today I'll walk you through step-by-step how to fully register for a tournament. Let's start with returning competitors before diving into the tutorial for new users. For new users, we recommend skipping ahead for a more curated guide. Now then, if you've competed with us before, or have a team and a roster that is ready, registering for a tournament is easier than ever. First, you'll go over to the left-hand navigation and click on Tournaments. Next, you'll find yourself on the Discovery page for new tournaments. There are a few different ways to sort for the tournament you're looking for. You can either sort by joined communities, which will sort by the communities you've already joined, or you can sort by community-free tournaments. These are relevant for tournaments like Youth Winner's Circle. For this video, I'm going to sort by joined communities to search for the HSEL Spring Major Rocket League tournament. Next, we'll click here because registration will happen on this page. You'll now see registration in the top left of your screen. Here, you can click for the first step, which is to select your team. Now, you should see your team highlighted in yellow. This means your team is eligible. Select your team of choice, and from there, you'll see all your created rosters. For example, next, I'll select Rocket League Team Black. For some tournaments, including HSEL Rocket League, you will be prompted to select a division. Select your division and hit continue. Registration is now complete. Easy enough, huh? Finally, you'll go to the left-hand side of the screen and go to Dashboard. To compete, look under Today's Playtimes on your game day and enter the queue. Best of luck from there. For users new to our platform, you're in luck. The new registration flow makes it easier than ever to get started. First, head to the left-hand tab and select Tournaments. Here, you'll see all the tournaments Generation Esports has to offer. To search your specific tournament like HSEL, search for HSEL, and a list of tournaments with the criteria will populate. Select the tournament of your choice. The entire registration process takes place from this tournament page. Next, the top left of your screen will indicate how to begin registration. For this tournament, I don't have a team or a registered roster. Here's how we can change this from the screen. Select Create Your Team. Now, you'll see your newly created team. Select your roster in yellow.
For some tournaments, including HSEL Rocket League, you will be prompted to select a division.
After selecting a division, if applicable, please select Continue, and you'll be informed that your registration is now pending because you need to meet certain requirements. Fortunately, tracking what steps you need to do next are simple, and they're even sent to your email.
And are tracked on the dashboard, which is what we'll look at next. To find any pending registrations, go to the dashboard, and under Today's Playtimes, you'll see pending registrations. To see more details, click the down arrow. These next steps are crucial to complete. The yellow bar at the top shows how long until registration is closed. As you can see, I'm not part of HSEL. To become part of HSEL, click the Communities tab on the left side. You'll see HSEL. Click Learn More, and then click on Join. From here, you can fill out an application to join HSEL. Once finished, that box will be checked off.
For more information on managing your team and building your roster, please view our registration guide for your appropriate community.
All right. Thank you, Alex. So let's move forward. Next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the esports educators community. We have established a Discord server exclusively for our educators. If you're not familiar with Discord, it is a communications application typically used by gamers. It includes text and voice functionalities, and we will include a link to a Discord 101 that can help explain that a little bit better. With our Discord particularly, it will help you connect with other educators in your region and the entire esports community. And Michael will share the invite link in the chat. So very quickly, I just want to talk to you real quick about upgrading your esports program with our curriculum. It's really exciting. It's written by two former educators that work with us. It talks about STEM skills, mental wellness, career readiness. So there's more to video gaming than just sitting in the chair and playing video games, right? So you can, with it, you can encourage teamwork, you can hone in writing ability, you can be taught tech industry skills. Your kids can create digital profiles, and it will cultivate confidence that will help lead them into the next stages of their life. These are the five written curriculum that five stages of written curriculum that we offer. We have middle school digital life skills, fundamentals, gaming concepts fundamentals, the interactive media, and new this fall actually will be shoutcasting and streaming. If you're interested in this, you can learn more. We'll be able to send you these VODs. Like I said, they will be emailed to you automatically tomorrow once we conclude this. You'll have access to all these links, and I'm sure Michael's sharing um, some of these links in the chat right now. But you can always book a call with your Scholastic Esports consultant. If you need help with registration for tournament or using the Game Plan LMS, you can contact myself or anybody that serves your region that's a colleague of mine. Also, you can check out our Generation Esports help site. It's super detailed, all kinds of useful information in there. And like I mentioned earlier, you can use the little live chat bubble located on the bottom right-hand screen of our website at any time. There's a chance you might run into me there anyway. And with that, we will go ahead and open this up for questions. I will go ahead and allow everyone to talk, and I will hang out here for as long as you guys would like me to, and I'll be happy to answer any and all of your questions.
Hey, so perhaps I didn't hear the date, but for qualifiers for the Premier League, what are the dates on?
So that will start September 18th and run through September 29th. So you will need to have your kids or your teams registered before September 18th. Then they will play in the qualifiers for that course of 2 weeks, and then we will build out the schedule. I don't think I mentioned this, but with HSEL Premier, it will be a round robin tournament, so they will not utilize the queue system. The way that it'll be is there'll be 16 teams broken up into Group A, Group B, and then they will play the round robin. Everybody will play each other at least once, and you will know your schedule from week 1 till the end of the regular season. So that way, there's a little bit more strategy involved. If you want to scout a team or something like that, you can. You know, if you're 2-0 and you're looking ahead and you see another team that's 2-0, you can go ahead and look into them and get some scouting.
Right. And does that also hold true for your new titles, like your Nintendo titles like Smash and Mario Kart?
They will not be in Premier. So the only 3 titles that will be in Premier are Brawlhalla, Rocket League 3v3, and Valorant.
Hey, sounds good. Thanks.
You're welcome. Anybody else have any questions?
Oh,
That's what we're here for.
I missed one. Troy had one in the chat there. Can teams compete in Rocket League 2s and 3s at the same time? Yeah, they happen on different days, so they could.
Yes.
That's a good question.
Yeah, that is a great question. So Rocket League 2v2 will be played on Monday, and traditional Rocket League 3v3 will be played on Thursday. So yeah, you can have kids in both tournaments. For sure.
I also got into the weeds a little bit with how many matches you have to play in qualifiers and everything in the chat. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see there. Yeah, you have to play 4 matches to at least you have to play at least 4 matches in the qualifiers in order to qualify for Premier. You can play up to a total of 5, and you get 3 chances each week to play during the qualifier, so a total of 6. So you have to play a minimum of 4 up to 5 with 6 opportunities. All right. Well, if nobody has any other questions, I want to thank you guys again for stopping by. If you have any questions, you can contact us directly. You can use the round robin link to book a call with one of our service agents, or you can reach out through our chat bubble. We'll all be happy to help you. But if nobody has any other questions, I'm going to go ahead and end this webinar and tell everyone to have a great day. Bye, everybody. I see you, Ray Luna.
Josh, no, it's not a question. I think you're great though, man.
Oh, thanks, man.
Hey.
You said that right at the perfect time. I was about to click.
Dude. Hey, honestly, I got my kids their medals and plaques, and they love it. They've been having I mean, the smiles on their faces. It's awesome, dude.
I love to hear it, man. I love to
So
hear it.
we're looking forward to the season. We actually just had their informational meeting today, so
Sweet.
we're moving. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Josh.
Yeah, no problem. Holler at me if you need anything, man.
Sounds good. Take care, everyone. Thank you.
You too.
All right. Bye bye.